This is not gonna be a pretty video. I just got the call for my blood work for my whole breastfeeding journey, and everything is fine, unfortunately. My HCG is low, it's like under one. Like, there's literally nothing showing why I'm not having milk, which because of the pumping and everything, my prolactin was very high, which is, she said, that means like my body is doing everything it can to make milk, but I just do not have the storage for it. So it is like my gut feeling were telling me that I have insufficient glandular tissue. She said there's nothing else we can do about it because you physically do not have the storage. That's just the way that you were born. I'm sorry. I always thought I would breastfeed. I'm sorry. I always thought I would exclusively breastfeed my kids, but I can't even. So it's not like, people will say like, oh, breastfeeding is better or whatever, but I physically can't. I do not have the storage capacity to do more than what I'm making. So that's why when I'm pumping and I'm only getting 5 milliliter, it's because that's all I can get. And yes, she's still getting something on the breast. She said you can still put her on the breast because she's getting something. But that's all you're gonna make. You're never gonna make more. And so in a way it's like I'm sad because I always wanted to breastfeed. But in a way it's like, well, at least I tried everything, and it's like the whole pumping and everything is just taking supplement like is not gonna do anything because I physically do not have the tissue in my breast to store milk. And that's how I was born. She said that's how you were made in your mom's womb, and that's how you was born. And it is what it is. It's not the implant that did that, but a lot of women that get implant have it because they don't have boobs to begin with. That's why they're getting implant. Um, and so yeah, I've been trying to process the fact that I can either stop breastfeeding completely, um, or still breastfeed her a little bit. She's getting something at least. I don't know if it really. Some people say you can still breastfeed; they still get a little bit of antibodies, and obviously, she's formula fed with everything else. But it just sucks that I didn't even get an option to breastfeed, I guess, because I can't physically make milk. And it's just, yeah, all the milk bag and all the storage that you get from like the insurance. Like, I have all those things that are absolutely useless, that I'm gonna give away. I don't know if anybody wants them because obviously I'm never gonna be able to fill a bag of milk and store it. Literally the max I ever got was 5 milliliter from both sides of my breast. So anyway, I guess that's an update on my breastfeeding journey, and that was a short journey, unfortunately. Recorded this when it just happened, so I'm still trying to process it. I looked over all the blood work, and yeah, my thyroid is normal, my HCG is normal, like there's no placenta residue, my iron is normal, like my prolactin is high. The only thing that is not back yet is my cortisol, but unless my cortisol is crazy high, which makes it impossible for my oxytocin to get high, unless this is high, which is the only blood work that we're waiting for. That's the reason. But yeah, that means like my body is literally trying to do everything, but I physically do not have the physically do not have the tissue to make milk. And it's just sad that I haven't even been giving the option to choose what I want to do with my breastfeeding journey. I always saw myself exclusively breastfeeding. That's always my dream. I always wanted to exclusively breastfeed my kids for 6 months to a year. And the fact that this was taken away from me and that I don't even have a choice. When there's mom that just, decide like, oh, like breastfeeding is not for me. I don't want to do this. Or they stopped after 3 months, which is fine. It's their choice. But that's my point. I don't even have the choice. I literally do not have the choice. You can't make more tissue. Like, this is all implant. And the big way to find that out, and that's why I had that gut feeling, is my boob never grew during puberty, and then never grew during pregnancy and after I give birth, which is all signs for it. So that's why when my milk didn't come in, yes, I thought about like, oh, it can be the PCOS, it can be the hemorrhage, which also are reason. But the fact that my insulin level was actually really good, like she was really impressed. Like my estradiol is good, my progesterone is good, my insulin level is actually pretty low for someone that has PCOS. Like she really, like there's literally nothing wrong with all my hormones. It's which shows like the fact that by deduction it is the IGT. And a lot of women might think they have they just didn't make milk or something happened, but in reality they might have it too. They just don't know it unless you try everything. You literally have to like triple feeding for at least 2 weeks, pump exclusively, like triple feed, like pump every single feed for at least 2 weeks, and your milk will increase every feed, right? Every time you pump, all the supplement, like check your hormones. Unless you do all this, you will never know that you really have. You do all of this, and women probably don't do all of those testing. They just figured like, oh, I'm just drying up, or I'm just done, or I'm just not producing milk, and that's it, right? But for someone like me that really wanted to exclusively breastfeed, so I tried everything. I did all the testing, all the pumping, all the supplement, and the blood work, and that's when you come to the conclusion that I just do not have the storage for it. Unfortunately, I genuinely do not. And another one is to have wider space between both breasts. And I always had a wider gap before I had implant. That was like also something that I hated about my breast. And obviously the implant kind of fixed that. So like my implant kind of mask it kind of hide it, the whole symptoms, but they are there and I knew it. And obviously your midwife, your doctor, they don't ask those questions. Hey, did you have did you have boobs during puberty? Did your boobs grow during pregnancy? Like, people don't ask those questions, but all those questions are very important to determine if you actually have, if you physically actually can produce milk. So I'm just sad, and I guess I'm more disappointed to my body, already disappointed to the whole miscarriage and stuff, but now it's like I'm disappointed in my body for not even giving me the option to exclusively breastfeed like I wanted to. So now I keep working with the lactation consultant and see if I maybe try to do the SNS. So I got it on Amazon. I'm gonna share it, but basically is I'm giving formula through a tube in her mouth while she breastfeeds, so I can still bond and have the experience of breastfeeding. But she's happy either way, so I felt like it's more my decision. She does look for the boob, she does stay on the boob, and she likes it. So at least I know that I don't have to pump, and I don't have to pump because it's literally useless. So I'm stopping pumping, so that's good at least. But yeah, I'm just very disappointed into my breastfeeding journey because it's not going at all like I planned to. And I know fed is best and all this, but I always saw myself breastfeeding, be the mom that always get the boob out in public and just breastfeed their child. That's just who I wanted to be. And unfortunately, it's not going to. I mean, I can still breastfeed her, but like I said, she's barely getting anything. So I don't know if it's necessary. My lactation consultant said that she still gets some antibodies. But at the end of the day, it's up to me if I want to keep breastfeeding her or not. And obviously, if I'm not pumping during the night or breastfeeding at night, then I feel like my supply is gonna drop and it's already low. Like, anyway, that's where I'm at, and that's why I'm like taking some time to myself, because I could see how this will lead me into postpartum depression, because this is not at all what I wanted and how I planned it. So anyway, that's where I'm at.
Also, the whole reason that we decided to go to Europe when she's 3 months old is, yes, it's my birthday, it's my grandma's 90th, it's my mom's birthday. We're all born within the same week, but it's because I thought I would just like pop a boot out, breastfeed her anywhere, anytime. That's gonna be so easy. No need for bottle, no need to think about food. And here we are. I'm gonna have to think about bottle and the whole shebang and traveling an 11-hour flight. And it's just, I did not want to deal with that. If I knew, I would have just booked a flight when she's 6 months. So at least she is drinking less bottle and we don't have to deal with it as much. But now it's like, I just wanted to like baby weigh her and just make it easy on us. But now it's gonna be so much harder and it's gonna be so much different. I don't even want to go. It's like, and instead of canceling the flight and moving things around, I thought like, you know what? We still have until end of May. I'm gonna work through it, and my supply is gonna go back up just on time to go to Europe. But no. And yes, I'm a very positive person. I'm always trying to look at the bright side and look at the positive side of it. Like, right? Like, my nipple is not going to be hurting as much. My boob's probably not going to look like someone that breastfeed for 2-3 years, and I can go back to doing my Botox or my Dysport like earlier, and I can, just get back to my like normal life kind of thing, because you don't have to be strapped to a baby while breastfeeding. And I can focus on losing weight and not like trying to stay the weight because I have to eat more to breastfeed. Also, I can go back to like fertility treatment earlier, because they want you to start breastfeeding when you go back to fertility treatment. I'm really trying to look at the positive, but it still doesn't take away the fact that nothing is going as planned, literally nothing, and I still don't have a fucking choice. Like, it's literally like forced upon me, and it's really pissing me off.